good evening, everybody. Back with another pick a card reading. Angelina Sparkling Deva. This reading is on, your guidance message for now. So what you need to know right now, for what you have to do right now, or not do, or whatever. Just your general guidance. So 3 choices. For the numbers 1, we have water agate. For the numbers 2, there is blue kyanite. For the numbers 3, there is a clear crystal point. So please make your choice. If need be, then pause the video and then I'm going to start. Right, to numbers 1, we're going to start with your cards, and they are all from the Earth Magic Oracle deck. We have for you reflection, winter solstice reflection, new beginnings, and we have Gaia, nurturing. And there's 2 more, but we'll get to those in a bit. What you need to know right now, or what you need to do right now, is focus on or take time to ponder what it is that you want, or what you want to manifest in life. And that's what this card is about, the winter solstice. It's taking the time to find out, or if you already are busy with that, keep doing that. Keep your focus on what it is that you want. Keep that image, that vision alive in your mind, and keep thinking about it, keep talking about it, keep behaving as if it's already there, and so on and so forth. That kind of stuff will really help to to hang on to it, or to make it grow, or to make it come into fruition, and so on. So that's important to do, to hang on to that image, to hang on to that feeling that comes with it as well. And just keep doing that, and you will begin to see the result of that. There might be a completely new beginning, depending on what it is, what you are trying to achieve, of course. But there will be light shed on it by the, I get a feeling that it's by the universe. The universe is going to shed light on it. So even if you're wanting to do something right now, and or manifest or attract something right now, but you don't know how to do it, you don't know how it's going to come, you don't know all the ins and outs, that's also okay, because the how is usually not our job, right? It's more our job to hold on to that vision and the thing, why we want it, the reason why. And the universe is going to cast lights on it at some point. You get there, and maybe you already are there. If not, then it will come. And then you will begin to see that light. You will have more clarity concerning the path you have to follow. And then you have to nurture it. Like you planted a seed, and sorry. And then you have to nurture that seed. You have to water it. You have to tend to it. You have to love it. You have to hold on to the vision of it growing, right? And that it becomes a plant, or maybe even a tree at some point. That's this again. So you have to hold on to that vision. And at some point you're going to see proof of it being real, it being there, right? But it's much with this stuff is about the feeling of it, how holding the image of it and the feeling of it, why you want it, and completely believing and trusting that it is going to come into fruition in due time. And also take care of yourself in the meantime, right? Of your body, of your just everything, spiritually, mentally, just emotionally, just the whole lot, the whole package. Take care of yourself in that sense too. And what you will get then in the end is these, let me remove these, that might be a bit clearer, is the creation dream time and rainbow blessings. Dream time is also beautiful card. It's an Aboriginal thingy. They have the Dreamtime and the Dreamtime stories, and every male, I don't think women, I think only the males, come in this life being kind of like a guardian of a specific animal or tree or plant. And their life is kind of dedicated to that, to keeping that alive, etc. Not literally by taking care of these animals per se, but by keeping the energy of it alive. And there are pathways, tracks, literally, throughout Australia, and these were very important in the past, because the people were nomads, right? And most of the inlands in Australia is desert, so there isn't always food and water available. But these stories concerning a specific plant or an animal or whatever, they also hold pointers for where to find water and where to find food and so on and so forth. And by walking these tracks, these pathways, they also sing the songs that come with it, with that animal or that plant or that tree. And by doing that, they keep the energy of it alive. So it's basically holding a vision and talking about it, or telling yourself about it and thinking about it and holding the image of it in your head and moving like you are already there, as if you already have it. And you know, that thing. And so it's almost like the law of attraction. And so that again comes up, and that will help you to create whatever it is that you are wanting to create in your life. Whether that's health or love or money, success, it doesn't really matter. And if you are on this wonderful vibration, because to do this you also have to be in alignment with yourself, then it actually all begins to work, right? You don't really have to do anything much for it anymore, because you're attracting it towards you, to you. And there's the blessings then, right? The rainbow, the blessings. And maybe you indeed will find that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And maybe it doesn't matter anymore, because you're just feeling good. You're feeling happy, right? And then who cares about that pot of gold and chasing after these things and never finding it? Because you will find your blessings in different ways. They will come towards you. And for you, yeah, all this stuff is for you now. The message, the guidance, that if you maybe feel a little bit lost or don't know what to do or how to go about it, hold on to the vision and start. Let's say if you want to be in love and you want to have a partner and you don't have one and you haven't had a date in Lord knows how long, then start talking, walking, dressing, behaving as if you already have that great partner, right? And yeah, and then you will begin to feel that way as well. You begin to feel lovable, and you begin to feel love, and you will exude that, and then you will start to attract good things in your life, including dates and things, right? Because you have that vibe. And it's the same thing with health and success and money and so on. It doesn't matter what it's about. So that's your guidance. I hope it resonates with you and, well, that you like it. And then I'm going to go to the numbers 2. Thank you for watching. Right, numbers 2. Your first 3 cards. There's 2 more. We're going to stick them in a minute. With this, we have rain, purification, ocean, ebb and flow, desert, vision quest. I get a sense with these cards that you are kind of drowning in maybe worry or stress or other emotions that you can't make head or tails of or anything, you know. It's confusing. It's like it's never ending. It goes on, and even when you do feel a little bit better, it's like you then take on too much, and then you get an overwhelm, because then too much will come at you like that wave, and then you get an overwhelm, right? Then it's almost back to drowning again when that huge wave is hitting you. It's like, whoa, right? And then you go back there to that never-ending sensation of, I don't know where to do or what to, or whatever. This is also overwhelm, but in a different way. It's like not doing anything anymore, not really. There is some fog here as well, so things are just not clear, and that rain is not letting up. And in a way, it can be purifying if you're in the right mindset, but I get a feeling with this you're not. And then you, in a way, go back from this to that and that to that. And so confusion, and then it sort of clears up and you become more positive. You see the sun shining. This is beautiful. The transparency of that wave. But then you get an overwhelm because it's too much. So you might take on too much, or there's too much emotions then coming at you all of a sudden, because what is emotions, right? So the best thing for you to do, if that resonates, is to take a bit of a time out in nature, if at all possible, right? If not, then you have to try and do it at home and turn inwards, because that's what the Vision Quest is all about. There's actually people going into the desert for a couple of days, only taking sacred, to them, sacred items with them and water. And people who do that and come back often are kind of like reborn because they get so connected to themselves, to nature, to all that is, by doing that and by meditating there and just basically going back to nothing. And that can be so liberating, because then you can also let go of all the roles you play, right? Like mother and daughter and colleague and, you know, all that stuff. You can let go of that then. And that is very liberating, because then you can get to the very essence of who you actually are. And what you stand for, what your energy is, what you want in life. And I think that that is what will be very helpful for you to do that as well. Now, you don't have to go into the desert if you don't have a desert at hand around the corner, right? You can also do that in the woods or in a park, a quiet corner in a park, as long as you can really feel safe there and have real quiet and solitude, so you don't get disturbed by people and children and dogs and all that stuff, or maybe even on your balcony or in your garden. It doesn't matter, as long as you can find that peaceful place. You can even do that in a room, if you have a meditation room at home, if you can in actual fact let go completely in that room, right? And in any case, going inwards, letting go of things, meditating, that. So you get some kind of revelation come to you, to the essence of you, the very essence of who you are. And once you find that, you will not so easily get into this state anymore. And what you will get then... And these are two beautiful cards. We have fairies, earth magic, and we have love, compassion. So you will then feel far more stable. I actually feel this is you. And I've never had that before with that card. and I actually feel that is you. And look at how light she is. It's almost like... almost transparent. She's glowing, right, and shining, and it's as if she came out of that flower. So if you do what came up with the other cards, especially that Vision Quest card, then of course, is like the flower that is you will open up, and the true essence of who you are will come out and shine. And then you will be in this compassionate state of being, in that love. You will feel love. You will exude love. You will feel good. And you will feel more than happy to also reach out to someone or to other people. You're then truly in the heart. Look at that heart. And all that light that is coming out of it. And that's where you can then end up. And how you can then feel. And then, of course, that's much, much better than that first card that we saw, the purification there, right? I mean, look at that. What a difference, these two. So that's all I have for you. That's your guidance. I hope it is helpful for you. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye. Right, numbers 3. Now, this is a really interesting one. There's always a set that is a slightly more like, I have to just really feel and sit with it for a bit. Well, this is it. Anyhow, I'm going to go for the message that came through the strongest, actually. These are your first 3 cards. There's 2 more. I'm going to stick them in a minute. We have lightning, we have iceberg, we have island. And what I pick up with this is that you feel as if you are constantly being pushed under or attacked or judged or forced to do something that other people want you to do. That kind of thing. It might not be exactly like that, but that dynamic, that feeling suppressed. And that's with the lightning being hit. No matter where you are, there's always some stupid lightning striking somewhere, right? It's everywhere. And so you feel, exposed as well. And that you can't do anything, or you get judged or triggered or suppressed or whatever stuff like that. And from that, there is this sense of not being yourself, that you can't do it on your own, that you have to lean on, because it's leaning against each other, these 2 icebergs, right? Resting against each other, so that you need someone else in order to feel safe, and because you have convinced yourself you can't stand on your own 2 feet. A very lonely feeling, although solitude is not the same as lonely, but in a way like no one's seeing me. I'm here. I'm flowering and no one's seeing me. I'm here alone on this island. There's no other tree, no like-minded spirits, right? Because it's the only tree on that island. Let's see if I can get a bit more light on it. And this light is not hitting that tree really either. So not being seen, not being noticed, even when you are your best, when you are beautiful, is just, that. And there's so much more to you, and you're not showing that. Maybe you daren't do that either because you're afraid that if you do that, you get hit again, you get struck again. And then that's the part of the iceberg. The biggest part of an iceberg is underwater. There's only a very small part of it that we can see, that is visible. So the rest is underwater, is hidden for us. So you do that as well. And that's something, well, this whole thing is something you have to try and change. And I think it's a pattern that you've been doing for a living for a long time. And in a way you then attract it as well, like water attracts lightning, right? And that doesn't mean to say that it's your fault. I'm not talking about that at all. But it is a way, in a way, acting, reacting, whatever, right? It's always like that. And that also means you can change it. And then you can stand on your own 2 feet. And then you can... so you don't have to lean on someone else or against someone or something else anymore. And you can begin to show the submerged parts of you. And you can do that. Then we have the clouds by the shape-shifting. That is like clouds, they always change their shape, right? And by doing that, we can do that by changing our outfit, our hairdo, our makeup, our, stuff like that. And not to suit other people, but to figure out what is us, right? So to figure out, who am I? When do I actually feel me? When do I feel comfortable? Is it with long hair because my partner likes long hair? Or do I actually want a pixie hairdo, short hair, stuff like that. And I'm, again, not blaming any partners or anything. It's just finding out for yourself by trying different things who you are. And that doesn't have to be with the tangible. It can also be with other stuff, right? Like maybe behaving differently, walking differently, whatever, right? Finding out who you are. And by doing that, you then, this is your last card, the ancestors' generations, you then actually begin to feel connected and thus also more stable and strong, and you begin to stand on your own 2 feet, so not dependent anymore like these icebergs. And you will feel connected within because you know who you are. You found out, and you also know you're not alone, right? And with this, doing this, you can break patterns. It's like I said, maybe you've been living that way for your entire adult life or your entire life, and but you can break that pattern. You just have to choose to do that, and it might not be so easy at first because breaking patterns takes a little bit of time, but if you really want to, you can do that. It really is a choice, and then you're going to feel a whole lot better, right? You can also break patterns with family patterns, right? That's also possible. And maybe you are living a pattern that your mother also lives, or your father, or both parents and their parents did, etc., etc., right? Often things are passed on through generations. You can break that too, right? It's your life. You don't have to live the way your parents lived, or your grandparents, and so on and so forth. You can make your own choices and free yourself, liberate yourself. And that's all I have for you. And I think that is a beautiful message to end this reading with. I hope you like it as well. Hope it's helpful. And thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time. Bye.